This property is worth millions. Did you really think nobody would take it?
Did you really think nobody would notice who tried?
You have no proof.
That's not what your partners are saying.
The property alone was worth nearly $9 million. But to him, it was worth far more than money. Those 15 acres weren't just land. They were the home of the lawn care business his grandfather had built from the ground up. The equipment shed, the maintenance building, the storage yard. Every mower he owned, every piece of landscaping equipment, everything that kept the business running was located on that property. Before we continue, comment below and tell us what city you're watching from. The second he hung up the phone, he called an attorney. Within 24 hours, they started investigating the paperwork behind the attempted sale. What they discovered was unbelievable. The documents contained forged signatures, false ownership information, and approvals that should never have existed. One name kept appearing throughout the records, Vicky Peterson, the HOA president. At first it didn't make sense. The HOA had no authority over his property. His lawn care property existed decades before their subdivision was ever built. His grandfather had been mowing and maintaining those 15 acres long before anyone had ever heard of Heritage Valley HOA. But as investigators dug deeper, the truth started coming out. A developer had been trying to acquire the property for years. The location was perfect for a luxury housing expansion. The problem was that Walker had repeatedly refused to sell. Selling would have meant shutting down the lawn care operation his grandfather spent his entire life building. It would have meant giving up the property where every mower, every trailer, and every piece of equipment was stored. That's when Vicky allegedly stepped in. Emails later revealed communications between individuals connected to the developer and people within Vicky's circle. There were discussions about consulting contracts, referral payments, potential commissions. If the property changed hands, she stood to make a significant amount of money. Suddenly everything made sense. The false police complaint about lawn equipment, the photographs of the property, the HOA notices, the harassment, the constant attempts to make the lawn care operation appear problematic. She wasn't trying to enforce rules, she was creating a paper trail, a false narrative that would make him appear absent and irresponsible. A narrative suggesting the property wasn't being properly maintained. A narrative suggesting the business wasn't being actively operated. The goal was simple: push him out, take the land, profit from the sale. But she made one mistake. She underestimated how carefully his grandfather had taught him to run a business. He kept records of everything: security footage, equipment logs, maintenance schedules, fuel records, tax records, property surveys, business contracts, every service schedule, every equipment inspection. Every accusation was destroyed by evidence. Every lie collapsed under documentation. The investigation quickly expanded. County officials became involved. Then state investigators, neighbors were interviewed, including Elena Wilson. She testified that she had seen him maintaining the lawn care property almost every day. She described seeing him inspecting mowers in the morning, working around the equipment shed, maintaining the grounds. Several other neighbors confirmed the same thing. Security footage showed exactly when he arrived and left. Business records proved the operation had never stopped. Equipment logs proved the mowers were regularly maintained and used. The fake sale collapsed immediately. The developer backed away. The forged paperwork became evidence, and Vicky's position as HOA president didn't survive much longer. She resigned before the board could remove her. Investigations continued long after that. Meanwhile, he kept every acre of the property. He kept every mower, he kept every building, he kept the business, and he kept the legacy his grandfather spent his entire life building. Even today, every morning at 7:30, he still walks through the equipment shed. He still inspects the mowers. He still watches the sunrise spread across 15 acres of perfectly maintained grass. Only now, every time he hears a mower engine start, he's reminded of something his grandfather always said: people can fake paperwork, people can fake authority, but the truth always leaves tracks. If you've ever dealt with an HOA abusing its power, leave a comment below and tell us your story. And if you're facing a similar situation, send a message. There may be someone who can help. Don't forget to like, follow, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next story.